Welcome to the 2009 December New York Harbor Railroad Construction and Destruction Report. This is the old piece of connector that used to go across the mechanical room to connect to the staging yard for the 30th Street yard, and this is the old High Line. The High Line used to cut across. It's going to be replaced by a more prototypic looking structure. This is a build track that off the arrival departure. It's going to be extended to about here. So it gives them a little more room to build some tracks. This is the arrival tracks for terminal stores, so they can do push and pull. There's going to be additional track added here. That's going to be the new team track. That's steel track, and that would be J.T. Stanley Soapworks back over there. You still see the pilings, the pins that used to hold the High Line in place. This area of the yard is going to be relayed all the way into the staging room there. For realignment, so we'll have a dedicated main line. It's going to come in right next to the old line there. That used to be the main. That'll be now yard lead. You see this blue piece of tape here? That's a line that's going to go off into the mechanical room, which will be used for a freight house. This wall is going to be daylighted over here. The data is going to be relocated, and there's a new piece of benchwork that's going to come into here. That piece of benchwork will probably end about here because we need to keep the gas meter clear, so if they ever have to replace it, we don't have to tear apart the layout again to do it. What I'm going to have done is we're going to have another piece of bench work that'll screw into this one, that'll connect into the staging area, and I'll show you what's going to happen over there. So all this has to be done mostly because there's a hump right here that's been causing some equipment problems, and also I was never happy with the High Line. An REA building's going to go across this wall. All this data stuff is going to move down, and above that will be the post office. This is where the post office used to sit. This is the height of the bench work, and the homoset used to sit there. Now we're going to go into the furnace room. This is the old upper staging, and this is the lower staging that basically used to handle 30th Street, and that was the High Line for the mole yard. This is the section here I was talking about that has to be redone. The wall is going to be daylighted to about here, and there's going to be a freight house in this area here. All the switches will be over on 30th Street, so they don't have to really walk in here. Right over here is the gas meter. You see this little line here? This is the height of the High Line. The High Line, if we ran it straight, would run into the gas meter. So basically, this is going to have like a little bow out to it right here, and so the two tracks will be coming out and wrapping around the gas meter and heading back towards the wall, so that just like the original one did. And then that's access to staging over there. We have a little problem because there's a little cold door over there. I've never been able to open it because there's always been a water heater in front of it, so I'm not worried about blocking it. And 30th Street feeder here, High Line feeder up here. They'll go into staging. You can see we daylighted the wall in there. That is the back of the staging cabinet. It used to be mounted to the wall. We now mounted it through the wall like a shadow box and cleared up a little bit more room. So as you can see here when you walk here now, this cabinet used to stick out like 6 inches. So now it's further in. It's all the way in. It's flush. So you're going to have some molding put on it. So the light that's up here actually lights stuff up. This is the new hole for staging. Upper staging, lower staging. It's the end rest for the staging. What we're going to do is we're going to build a cabinet that's going to come out to just next to the electrical cabinet, and it's going to wrap around the pipe. The arrival track will be a dedicated arrival track without any switches for both the upper and lower staging, and they're going to come out and they're both going to end right around here, the cabinet. The lower line here, which is going to be the yard lead on the lower section, we're going to try and work it around so it works all the way down to the wall. And this is basically with the cabinet ending right around here. Originally we just had drop-ins that would just drop here, or a lift up section. What we're just basically going to do is, I discovered after operating for a few years, I'm going to know when my operating session is going to be. So this is just going to be a fit-in section, because my original problem was operating was, I had to have the door closed, and then what if there was a power failure? I'd have to open up the door, so I needed to be able to drop the section. Well, during an op session I discovered if I just leave the door open, it's fine. So this is going to basically be the new mall area here. There is some talk with the guys who I work with building this to taking the trains and ramping them underneath here and having staging. I just don't think we can get the drop on the High Line to get it underneath St. John's Park and meet up with the 30th Street. So probably going to stay with this. I'm going to make this look a little bit nicer, and we're going to these lights that I got from Walmart, they're about $10 each. We're going to put 2 of them up here and 2 of them down there to give us better light. The other thing is these storage cabinets that have cars in them. We're basically going to double them up. If we have to lower the drawer, we'll lower the shelf so we can get 2 of them in here. So we'll be 2 on top, and that'll basically we'll have more fleet. Maybe we'll pre-stage trains in them, and that's pretty much it for our update. Tune back soon, and you'll see more updates, more construction on the 27th Street yard. For those of you who are interested, I will be doing a clinic at Cocoa Beach on January 7th, 2010 in Cocoa Beach, Florida. I don't know actually the actual date. I think I'll be speaking on the 8th or the 9th, but I'll be there. If you want to meet me, I'll be at Cocoa Beach. Thank you for listening to my update, and hope to see you real soon. And I close the video with the old post office. That's it. Take care. Good night.